Mattamy builder in Tradition, Port St. Lucie, Florida. Which gated community is right for you? Is it Kenley or is it Cadence? Let's go over that right now. Hi, my name is Natalia Reinhardt, Realtor with eXp Realty, your host of the Treasure Coast, and I talk about where to live, where to eat, and where to play. And if you want to stay in tune with the area, then subscribe. I post videos on the regular. All right, let's talk about where to live. Cadence or Kenley? Big important questions. Those are the all ages community that Mattamy, the builder, main builder in Tradition in the city of Port St. Lucie. And there's pros and cons. And I'm not really gonna go over pros and cons. I'm just gonna go over more its differences for you to really get a better grasp even before you come and visit. Here's my tip to you. Always go with an agent to any of these builders. Your first visit has to be with the agent. If you want to have proper representation, if you want to have that support throughout the building process, then go with the agent. You are not paying for the agent. The builder is paying for the agent. That's huge. Why wouldn't you use an agent? Okay, so be sure, feel free to call me. I love to help. And when it comes to Mattamy, I'm your girl anyways. First, let's talk about Cadence. Here's something you need to know. When it comes to Cadence, online it says it'll have over 300 homes. It doesn't really say how many at the end. And so based off of my intel, you're looking to closer to 600 homes potentially currently in the community. 600 home sites. It could always go for higher. I've heard that it could be higher. And so 300 online, 600 with a verified, intel, and one that's kind of crazy, maybe higher than 600 for the community. The basic features or amenities that it's going to offer are the tea trail or TIM, an event lawn. It does have a resort style pool with a cabana. Grilling station, and like I mentioned, it is a gated community. This community will have a mixture of single family homes, 1 to 2 stories, and it will also have townhomes. Right now, let's just focus on the single family homes and the features. Price, it's starting at the 380, so the upper 300s. It's around 1651 square feet, the smallest floor plan, and it goes all the way up to right above 3,000. They do have 3 elevations, which is a very fancy word to just say, how does the front look? I don't know why they use elevation because first time home buyers, you always think of it being high. No, it's about what it looks like, curb appeal, right? What's your style? So here they have modern, they have coastal, and they have West Indies, which tends to be almost like transitional. But it's West Indies is what they call it. Floor plans here have 3 to 4 bedrooms with 2 to 2.5 baths. They do have 7 different floor plans available, and they are always in the works with move-in ready homes. What I like about Cadence is that you do have the interior design in packages, very simple packages. And move-in ready homes doesn't really vary from you starting your new home, like new construction. So you don't necessarily have to wait come 8 months or whatnot, because there's simple packages that they already are applying. So it's actually very nice and comfortable. There's not much difference if you wanted to start from scratch in Cadence, because their packages are that simple to work with, and they pick the most popular packages, the most popular interior design, with their most popular floor plans. So there's a high probability, if you like their floor plans or are in love with them, you go in person, they probably have one of your favorite homes plus the package that you probably want ready. There's a high probability. Keep that in mind. Now let's look at the townhomes. When it comes to the townhomes, this community is unique because it's the only one. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's the only one out of like Manderley and Emery, Tavallo, or actually Tavallo might have eventually, but anyways, that has townhomes in it right now. So keep that in mind. As soon as you come into Cadence, you'll see the nice pretty fountain. You'll turn to the right. You'll see the pool on the left side with the cabana, with the mailboxes, and then you'll see the townhomes. So if you're not a fan of having that, then Cadence might not be your first choice. But townhomes are the first set of homes you see on the right side. And eventually then you get to the single family homes. The townhomes start in the low 300s at 320s. That's where it starts. The square footage, it's obviously going to be a little bit higher, but it's pretty static after that. It's about 1674 to 1917. It is 3 bedrooms with 2.5 baths, or half a bath, right, downstairs, and a 2-car garage. There are going to be about 100 of those townhomes there. So out of the potentially 600 properties built, 100 of those will be the townhomes. Now let's talk about Kenley. And Kenley is on the south side of Tradition. And I'll go over, obviously, how the location can vary in the lifestyle that you want, whether now or in the future. Kenley is going to be a more small, boutique-ish kind of feel when it comes to a gated community for Mattamy. It's going to have about 214 homes. Kenley and its amenities will be somewhat similar to, actually, I can't even say it's similar. It's going to be more traditional when it comes to its amenities. And so you are looking at the gated community, obviously. You're going to have the teacher or team access. There's the resort style pool that they're going to have, the cabana, and then the fitness center, which Cadence won't have a fitness center, but they have an event lawn and grilling stations. So which one's more important to you? And it makes sense for Cadence having almost 600 properties for them to have the event center. That makes sense. So it's going to be a very active community. That's what's happening here. It's going to be more buzzing, more busy, more, yeah. So very active Cadence versus Kenley is going to be more boutique, private. And when it comes to the features of the homes, you'll notice that the floor plans are different. The floor plans are different, especially the first lower bracket ones. Completely different. It's important for you to walk them in person. So whenever you're going to decide on buying, obviously you go to both. The homes in Kenley start at the 390s, so just about 10K more than Cadence. So both have their promotions or their specials that they have every so often. Pretty much every month they have something going on. Floor plans between 2 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms. They're a little bit more flexible in adding bedrooms to a floor plan. You will have up to 2.5 baths. They do have 1 to 2 stories. The square footage is between 1723 to 3272 with a 2 to 3 car garage. They have 9 different floor plans. Kenley has 3 elevations just like Cadence, and they're practically the same, but they use different terminology. So they have transitional, which is similar to Cadence with West Indies, at least for me it is. They have contemporary, which would be modern, and then they have coastal, just like over at Cadence. So 3 elevations, or the front of the house, how it looks, and it's contemporary, transitional, and coastal. And they also have move-in ready homes. So can you have the floor plan you want pretty much already built with the package that you want, the interior? There's a high probability that they will also have it ready for you. You don't necessarily have to wait the 8 months, unless if you want to. There's different reasons why people want to, right? I want to make clear that when it comes to Cadence and Kenley, the floor plans do make a difference. HOA fees somewhat, it's not a deal breaker. HOA fees are not a deal breaker. There are differences, but it's not huge. You still get all the same amenities, or sorry, when it comes to security and whatnot. Yes, you do, but within the gated community, it is different. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Right now, what I want to go over is location and how the location will affect your lifestyle. Because what I've noticed is a lot of people get turned off by Kenley because of the location. What they don't understand is what is to come. And so depending on the lifestyle you want, depending on your patience, also that could be a factor. Kenley might be a good fit, but let's go over truly the differences just looking at the map. Let's take a look at what we should be expecting when we're going towards Cadence. And so here we have I-95, okay, a freeway, and you enter then what is Tradition Parkway. And Tradition Parkway is the main road. That's the main road. You know when you get to Tradition, right? Because you have the white picket fence, or not picket fence, but you have the white fence, you have the lakes already. You see Tradition, and it's very obvious when you enter. And then on your right, you'll have what is Town Center. You have Town Hall there. You'll see major restaurants like, Olive Garden and whatnot, Longhorn, Target's there. So you'll have plenty on the right, the main place to do your grocery shopping, etc. And that's for everyone. But if you keep going straight off of Tradition Parkway is when you head into then Cadence. Mattamy has a few gated communities this way, a few of them. And so right now, obviously, we're focused on Cadence. On the road, along the way, the benefit of Cadence is the first thing, the T-Trail. Tim is halfway there established and it's going to be completed, I'm assuming by next year on that side, possibly even here in 2024. But Tim is a big deal that gives you access to Town Hall or Town Center, without having to take your car or ride your bike. But if you do want to, the T-Trail is there and it's established. They're doing updates for the Tim. So that's the number one thing that I would say that's different in comparison to Kenley. Then a big one for families, growing families, is the school. You do have the Renaissance school there, the charter school, that's K through 8. And so between that and Tradition Prep being in the works, on the same site, this is huge. This is huge for growing families because Cadence is 5-10 minutes away, maybe in a golf cart, maybe. So it's incredibly easy to get to if you're in Cadence. And that is something to consider in regards to location and the kind of lifestyle you want. If you want your kids to ride their bikes to school, that's a great location. Cadence is. So keep it in mind that on this side, you will have easier access to the other schools. Also along the way in Tradition Parkway or on Tradition Parkway are the living facilities. There's a nursing home right here, and then there's a senior living. There is also a funeral place. Something to keep in mind. We do have a large senior community. It's normal. That's our profile. We have younger families and we have seniors. That's just normal. And so this makes sense to me. Something also to consider is if you want your parents nearby, there are 55 plus communities on that side. Vitalia is one of them. You have Esplanade also. There's Riverland eventually, but that'll probably be more favorable for Kenley. So keep that in mind that if you want, your children, or if you want your parents or grandparents to be nearby, there's choices here on this side, one way or the other, whether they do another gated community or if they need the assistance, whether senior living or nursing home. Alrighty, and so further out is when then you get to the different gated communities, which is Cadence right here. So between where Cadence is all the way to town center, right now, I can tell you it is 5 solid minutes of driving time. No traffic, just, halts, if you will. So sometimes there is, so just take that into consideration. 5 minutes, that's an easy breezy ride. So when it comes to Cadence, it's completely on the west side of I-95. You are only on Tradition Parkway, right over here. You're only on Tradition Parkway the entire time. You do pass the town center, which has most of the shopping. And also around here, you have the Wawa, you have La Granja, which is Peruvian, you have Culver's, the burger joint. So there's places to eat, and there's some the urgent cares there. So easy access to basic needs. Okay, the one thing that I wish that they have that is actually like a Walgreens or CVS. They don't have that yet. I feel like as soon as they get that, it's pretty much complete. So with that said, okay, all west when it comes to Cadence. 5-minute drive, no interruption, smooth ride. Now we're going to talk about Kenley and the location of Kenley and how it can affect or will affect your lifestyle, and it will affect it for the better. I think it's in a great location. It's one of those situations where I think when people go shopping for a home, if they do it without a realtor or if they do it with a bad realtor, they don't get the full picture. So luckily you're watching this video because it's going to be helpful. I know it is. So here's the I-95, same way you enter, everyone enters. Then you have town center. Like I've mentioned before, all the major stores are there, okay? Pop Stroke is here. I didn't mention that before, but yay, it's there. You have options. Wawa's right here, just to give you a point of reference. Now we're going to turn. So you'll turn onto Village Parkway. That's going to be the main road, or it's like the secondary main road for Tradition, Village Parkway. And so down Village Parkway, you then have Burger King, Starbucks, you have Panda Express. there's lots of foods to eat, places to eat just on one little side, and which is right over here. And then you get the hospital, Cleveland Clinic. Incredibly easy to get to overall anywhere in Tradition, okay, but it is off of Village Parkway. You also have all the medical office there. All of them are there, or the majority, right? That's connected to Cleveland Clinic, physical therapy, etc. All of it's there. You also have Kaiser. No, I think Kaiser's here technically. I think Kaiser would be right around here. Kaiser University is there. So you have, young adults that are trying to do their studies. That's an option. Easy access to it. You keep going down onto Village Parkway. There are more and more restaurants. There's the Portuguese Lusos now. There's Feet Fleet also. There's Ice. Well, that's not a restaurant, but you get me. There's just a mix and array of things that you can find. Big Bang is there, which is great. Highly recommend it. So an array of things to do and to eat. The post office, there's a post office off of Village Parkway, which is pretty practical, easy to get to if you're in Kenley. Now we keep going south because this is where it turns people off. The more south you go on Village Parkway, the less you will see today. But I want to tell you the list of things that are coming, and this is exciting. I'm excited. I'm excited for everyone that is choosing to live in tradition overall, but this is the pro when it comes to choosing Kenley because of the location. So right off of Discovery Way, you will have the heart of tradition. Okay, the heart of tradition is already in the works. It's going to be 73 feet tall, the largest heart in the world. And it's just beautiful. It's already beautiful, and they just started with it. It's pretty cool. And there also in that park is what they call the heart in the park. They already have buildings set up. Aldi, the grocery store, will be there. There's going to be other restaurants there. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say one of them is Outback, I think, maybe. But with that said, more is to come just in this little corner. Keep going south, you will still have Tim or the T Trail, but the T Trail eventually will stop as of today, right? As of this video, but eventually it will continue being built. It's just going to be later. You're talking about in another year or two, they might finish doing the T Trail on this side. The other thing that's happening is right around here, so close to the heart, you will have the Star and Stripes Park, and it will be a legit park where you'll have your trails to bike ride, to walk, you'll have your lakes and whatnot. What I'm not too certain about is if they will have like a playground. That is missing in tradition, open playground, public one. I would expect that it would be there. If they're gonna do it, it would be there. Obviously, it is a park that is there to honor our veterans, and hence the name Stars and Stripes Park. Okay, so then let's continue. When it comes down, this is where you'll then pass two other gated communities that are very well established by Pulte. You'll have Heron Preserve and Del Webb, and that is a 55 plus community. You'll keep going down and there's nothing. People are freaking out because they see nothing and it's very isolated, and that turns the buyers off. And that's where you need this video, or you need a good agent where they'll tell you, hey, no, things are gonna be built, but you need to wait for it. It's gonna take a little bit longer for it to be built on this side, but the plans are great. So they have right in this area, this is where all the warehouses are at. The biggest one, the newest one that we have is Amazon, an Amazon warehouse. And yes, you pretty much get everything. If it's not the day of, the next day it has happened. You can do it in most of Port St. Lucie. It's fabulous. And so right across Amazon is when you get to Kenley. Okay, so Kenley will be right around here, and this is a great location because when you do expand out, or when you go south a little bit more, you will hit Becker. And Becker is the last major road for the county, St. Lucie County, and for Port St. Lucie, the city of Port St. Lucie. And so right when you hit Becker, this is where there's going to be two things that are happening. You have actually right here, you have off of Becker, you're going to have So Grove. It's called Southern Grove, and they're going to have a 30-acre area dedicated to an amphitheater and a park. Yes, and so this was asked by residents that they wanted a major spot that can compete with Jupiter or Orlando with concerts and stuff. So this is exciting. This is going to be a major amphitheater of 3,000 seats. Okay? This is not a little project. This is a huge project that they have approved and are going to start construction in 2025. Big news. And this is why team is going to continue. There is another gated community over here that is not showing up right now on the map, but there is. And the T trail will continue all the way down to then Sogro, the amphitheater park area, because they want that access. They want everyone in tradition to hop on, you know, and to use that commuter vehicle. And so this is what makes it very different compared to Cadence. Kenley has its own access also to I-95 here. Technically, from this opening, from this entrance and exit of I-95 all the way to Kenley is less than 5 minutes. I would care to say 3. It's about 3 as of today with no traffic again. Okay, 3 minutes driving. It is super easy to get to. You also, from Kenley, get to, let's roll out. I know it's gonna look crazy. It's gonna look crazy, but bear with me. So here, Kenley's here. You wanna go all the way up to Village Parkway to the town center. Believe it or not, it's 5 minutes as of today with no traffic. I am serious. It doesn't look it, but I've tested this out time and time again. It is 5 minutes because it's a smooth ride. You just go straight into the town center. It's awesome. Now, between Kenley and Cadence, those are the major differences in location. One gives you the impression that you are still in town, that you are, you know, that everything's accessible. Yet Cadence has enough distance where it's all residential when you get to it. It's nice and calm. You go south off of Village Parkway. Right now, you still have access to everything. You really do. But you're going to have access to so much more. In comparison to Cadence, you will have easier access off of on Kenley, like from Kenley to the amphitheater, to Stars and Stripes, to Cleveland Clinic, to Town Center. You can do it all, and it's just one road and easy to get to. Now, can you go wrong between Kenley and Cadence? Not really. Not really. And that's when you do get to the nitty-gritty when it comes to the floor plans. I hope this video helped you out. This was a big deal for me to make this video because I've seen time and time again how buyers are affected when they drive by, whether it's Cadence or Kenley, and they make the determination or already kind of fall in love with Cadence pretty early in the game because of what they see and because of what they don't see. And I just wanted to give you that real picture of what is to come and what kind of lifestyle do you want. Maybe it is Cadence, right, with the growing family or whatnot, but you have it all in tradition, and regardless of where you live in tradition, you're going to have that access to the clinic, to the hospital or to Target or whatnot, and eventually the amphitheater. So grow. It's great. You cannot go wrong in buying in tradition. If you have the budget, if you love that lifestyle and having access to parks and whatnot, it's there. It's awesome. Highly recommend it. And if you need help buying a home in tradition, especially new construction, I love doing that. Please give me a call, schedule a consultation with me or a discovery call. I would love to help you out. So if this video did help you out in any way, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested in more information about the Treasure Coast. My name is Natalia Reinhardt, Realtor with eXp Realty, your host of the Treasure Coast, and I'll see you around town.